Hello everyone, this is Nick Lawson with cdc-TakeCharge services, and this is lesson 3 of how to convert the Contact app freely distributed with Alpha Software version 10 into a more robust and user-friendly application. As we mentioned in the last lesson, today we're going to discuss how to send a report to the Adobe PDF File Viewer. First, what we want to do is look how it works in the standard application. Now, I know everybody understands the print preview function in Alpha Software, unless you're really brand new. In this case, it's very simple. Here we're going to take and pop up the dialog box that says print method, and it has printer preview. We click OK on preview. It sends the report to the internal preview mechanism. And there it is. Pretty straightforward. So we'll X out of there. Now let's look at how they did that. So we click our hotspot, it brings up the control panel. Here that's on our main menu, so we want to take and bring that up in design mode. And now we want to look at the code that is on the print overdue button. So go to on push. What you're seeing here is an action script. The first line of the inline basic is an if statement that asks whether or not either of the other forms are displayed on the screen, and if they are, to hide them. And then you have your print layout, which is a print preview. But let's look at how the inline XBasic writes that. So we're going to go to code, convert action script to XBasic. Now it tells you that once you convert it, you can't change it back, but that's not true. If you don't save it after you convert it, it goes right back to the inline XBasic. So there you have it. So it says if is object people, then people hide. And if is object means is it displayed on the screen, basically. Then you have the same thing with items overdue. Now we come down to the second line, which is the print layout prompt for printer preview. So we set our filter and our order, which is blank. That just tells us that the report has the filter definition built in. Then the prompt result says UE get print. That's a high-level function that they have written in Alpha Software, and says if it's preview, or the default is preview. I'm sorry. So if it's print, then print it. If it's preview, preview it, and it calls the name of the report and sets the query options. That's pretty much it. Now what we want to look at is how is that done in the new application that we're creating. So let's minimize this. And again, first we're going to look at it and how it actually works. So we click on overdue items. Again, you see your print method, which is floating outside of the Alpha Software wrapper. We want preview. We select OK. And it creates the report and sends it to Adobe File Viewer. Pretty cool. Your application is not called up, but the Adobe File Reader is called up. And you can do all the things that you can do if you just opened it with Adobe. So let's look at how that code's written. Again, we go to our hotspot in order to bring up our control panel. We go to main menu, right click, design, and we want to look at the code on that button. Here you are. I left that first part the same because we're not ready to change that yet. We will make changes to that code as this lesson planner goes along. Down here you have your query filter, query order. Again, they're still blank because the report still has the filter definition in the report. And you see the prompt first saying if it's print, take and print the upcoming events exactly as it is in the action script that they created. Now here's where the magic takes place. Under preview, we are doing a report save as upcoming events PDF. If I wanted that to be a rich text, it would be RTF. HTML would be HTML, so forth and so on. Then the filter orders, and then here you have a logical field, true, which says call it in the associated program. Now, how did I know to write it that way? Well, you could look that instructions up on the wiki Alpha Software help file, which is very good and shows you exactly what you need to do, or you can use the XBasic script Genie to write it for you. So when you pop it up, you have category and actions. We want to scroll down categories and find reports, print, preview, send, etc. Then you have a list of actions. All these actions are different ways to do the same basic instruction. What we want to do is print a report. We say OK. Now it gives us a list of reports and the type of reports that we can print, which is report, label, letter, form, or browse. We're doing report. We want to display the print preview prompt at runtime, and then we select next. Oh, I'm sorry, we want to go back. We have to take and tell it that we want it to be a save as file. Alright, now here's your choices for save as. We want Adobe, which is already highlighted. We're going to leave the file name blank because Alpha Software will take and assign the name based on the name of the current report. This way, if you're running a report and you're updating information in your data table, it will only create one file on your hard drive, and every time you print preview, it will take and update that file so you always have the current data that you need. Then we want to say open with the associated application. That sets that logical value to true, which calls the Adobe Reader. Let's go to next. We have no additional filter options or order options because, again, it's being handled in the report itself. And then finish. There it is. That's all the code there is to it. So we copy that to clipboard. Now let's take and paste it in here so that we can see how it looks. There you go. It's exactly as the way I wrote that line. So pretty simple, and it's an excellent tool, and it's an excellent way to learn how to write XBasic code. So that's pretty much it for today. On the next lesson, we'll be discussing the differences between a tab subform and using a conditional object and some XBasic code to create a form that emulates a tab form, and the better things that you can do with that. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a great day. For more detailed instructions, you could see this video on our blog at WordPress. Have a great day. Thank you.